Well, if we take the slogan for the President's address later on today, that is rethinking global economic trends. So there's really a shift away from the anti-crisis measures towards attracting more foreign investment. And indeed, that was a key part of President Medvedev's speech yesterday, that Russia will need an investment boom if it is going to achieve modernization and innovation. We did hear from the head of VimpelCom, and he has said that this forum here in St. Petersburg has been a great opportunity to facilitate this. So one of the plans is to develop a high technology sector in terms of trying to attract foreign investment here and move away from the traditional areas of oil and gas. And President Medvedev did actually outline more specifics in his speech yesterday. He promised that there would be tax incentives, that there would be more flexible visa policies, and that the legal base for doing business here in Russia, which is a very controversial point for many foreign people coming and doing business here in Russia, that legal base will be strengthened. And all of these measures were very well received by the audience. So there's been a lot of stress that Russia does need to change and now is actively looking at ways to actually stimulate this. Now, talking on these issues now, I'm now joined by Yuri Wojcechowski. Now, you're a chairman of the Council for Investment Climate Development. Thank you very much for joining us today. So attracting foreign investment has obviously been a very key part of this forum. Do you think it's been successful in achieving that?
Definitely, it is a success. A lot of investors talking with more confidence about recovery, economic recovery, beginning of economic recovery. I know a number of deals which have been discussed. What's interesting is that a lot of Russian businessmen are now looking into opportunities to expand their businesses, acquire some new assets in Russia. So it's definitely a positive trend, and I agree with many investors, but what we see is a record success forum. I believe it's been attended by most of people compared to previous years.
And we did hear from President Medvedev yesterday, and he did promise, like I said, some tax incentives and some more flexible visa policies. Do you think these measures are enough, or what more can be done?
These are, of course, very important and good and positive measures. What I see is what is important is commitment to modernization, commitment to openness, commitment to creation of financial center in Russia, improvement of general investment climate. So that's very important. That government reaffirmed that that's where Russia is going. So Russia is changing, and changing towards further integration, attraction of more investments in Russia. So definitely we see a positive trend. So talking to business people in the corridors, people see it is a very, very strong speech, and a lot of people encouraged by that to do more in Russia.
And do you think that Moscow could become a financial center in the world?
For sure, but I also see this as a very long-term task. I see this as a consecutive, consistent steps which should take place over the next 10, 15, maybe 20 years. It's actually a task for our generation of investment bankers to create that. And when we talk about financial center as such, we're talking about a combination of people and infrastructure and financial institutions, and what government is doing. First of all, is sending signal that that's what Russia would like to do, but it also could create environment, because what government should do is create environment for businesses to flourish. And if you talk specifically about people, we need to have more openness. We need to reduce bureaucratic barriers. and simplify visas so that people feel welcome when they come here. And Russia should communicate to the rest of the world that actually professionals and people who would want to have a challenge and have interesting careers, but they are welcome in Russia and should come and work in Moscow. Same applies to institutions and the reduction, for example, of taxes, as we talked earlier. That's all positive steps towards creation of better environments.
Well, Yuri Wojcechowski from the Council of Investment Climate Development, thank you very much for joining us today. And of course, we'll bring you lots more discussion, negotiations going on here on the third and final day of the St. Petersburg Economic Forum. There will be specific panels on sovereign debt, on the customs union between Russia, Belarus and Kazakhstan. And of course, a little later on, there'll be the joint address between Russian President Dmitry Medvedev and the French President Nicolas Sarkozy. Back to you. Thanks. Thank you very much, Yuri. That was brilliant. Very, very, very good. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Really enjoyed that. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, do that. I'll give you one of mine as well. Yeah, just need to get the microphone off you quickly. Thank you, Yuri. That was great. And have a safe trip back to Moscow.
Thank you. See you.
Yeah, see you. Yeah, I'll probably see you there. Thank you.